Hi Scorpio, how's it going? It's Ann from CancerMoonsTarot, and welcome on into your June 2023 tarot reading. How are you? I hope all is well. I just want to mention before we get started, guys, if you're interested in personal readings, products, and so much more, feel free to check out my website, CancerMoonsTarot.com. That information will be listed in the first link in the description below. But Scorpios, how are you? Let's go ahead and check out your June 2023 reading, and we'll see what is going on here for you. What do we got going on here for Team Scorpio, please? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding June 2023. Let's go ahead and check it out, all right? Starting out here with the overall energy for you, we do have here the Eight of Wands. Taking a look at your current energy, we got the High Priestess, what you're dealing with this month. We do have the Ace of Wands, and looking at the outcome here for now, which is the current outcome, we have the Star showing up here for you too. You did get the Star in the pre-shuffle as well, guys, so the Star energy is definitely very, very prominent here for you at this time. You could be connecting with an Aquarius, possibly. You might also be dealing with a Pisces, as we do have here the High Priestess. Now, Eight of Wands is interesting. It could be about physical travel. So some of you might be having a business trip this month. You might be taking a vacation if that's the case. If so, awesome for you. Hope it goes out really, really well, and I hope you get a lot of rest and rejuvenation. But regardless, Eight of Wands can represent travel. But it's not always just necessarily travel in terms of physicality. It can be emotional travel. So you might be noticing that maybe you're drifting into a different energy, or you're aligning to a different energy this month. You know, having a look here at what you're dealing with, you are dealing with the High Priestess, which can be a relatively secretive energy, but it's also an energy of your intuition. I think that what's happening here with the Eight of Wands to the High Priestess is that you're starting to follow through with what it is you've been intuitively feeling. You're listening to what your gut's telling you. You're listening to what you've been feeling all along. And I always tell people there is no right or wrongs. I think that at the end of the day, what you feel is what's right for you, you know? So if you've been having this gut feeling that something needs to change, or if you've been having this gut feeling that you need to align your energy elsewhere, follow through with what it is your gut is telling you, because what you feel is right is going to end up being right at the end of the day. Now, when I look at what you're dealing with here, Scorpio, we do have here the Ace of Wands. Now, Ace of Wands is a card that represents creativity, it represents passion, it represents new energy, new beginnings, new adventures. So I think many of you are starting to feel what's called the call, you know, so you're getting a calling coming in here for you, or you're feeling called into a new direction. And that new direction is going to take you to the Star. You know, the Star is about being where you're supposed to be. The Star card is about aligning to where everything is supposed to be, or where you're supposed to be at this point in time in your life. So you're definitely being called to somewhere new, is what I'm seeing here so far for the start. All right, moving on forward. Let's have a look here at your challenge position for the month, and that challenge is going to be the Hermit. Now, Hermit card is Virgo energy, and the Hermit is interesting because it's not just a card that represents keeping to yourself or isolation. It can be a card that represents wisdom. I feel like you're challenging your own wisdom here. You've probably been battling your intuition. You've been battling the High Priestess. You've probably been kind of overthinking if my decision is the right decision. But I always want to like literally say this, right? If you feel like something's right, it's the right thing for you. You know, nobody else can tell you what's right or wrong. You have to use your discernment and your judgment. So let's say, for example, coming into the month of June, you're getting this gut feeling of like, I need to change my career path. I have something in mind. It feels right for me. It feels like the right move. It doesn't matter if you've been working a job for 20 plus years. If you feel like this new career is going to be what's right for you, go for it. You got to listen to yourself, you know, not necessarily other people. Maybe other people are opinionated about it. They're like, why would you leave a stable job of 20 years to go do this? But like, if that's what feels right for you, you should follow through with what you feel is right for you at the end of the day. So you're kind of challenging your own wisdom here, jumping into the month of June. And I feel like that could be something that ends up shooting you in the foot, because ultimately your wisdom is what's going to take you to where you need to go. And the more you avoid that, the more you keep yourself not in alignment with where your path is going. So I think that don't counter yourself. Try not to challenge your own wisdom. You have so much wisdom here, Scorpio, that I think is really going to benefit you. And if you are to challenge that, you're going to be missing out on alignment and aligning to where, you know, great things can happen for you, is what I feel. Looking at what you can expect throughout June, Two of Cups. Yeah, absolutely. You can expect a new beginning. You can expect to connect to something wonderful. So like I said, if you're getting that intuitive gut feeling of like, it's time for a new career, like that new career is going to be what works for you. If it's time for me to be single because I just am not happy in this relationship, be single. This might be the time where you meet the person that you really are happy being with, you know? So it's a time to really listen to yourself and to really trust yourself too. Looking at the overall outcome of the month of June, we got here the World card. Here comes that World card coming out. I'm not sure if I pulled this in the pre-shuffle or if I pulled this in your reading as well, but I did see the World come out for you guys earlier. And the World card here represents, the World card here represents brand new beginnings. Out with the old, in with the new. So there's definitely something changing in your life. Now, let's talk about why you're challenging your wisdom here. So what's going on with the Hermit? Why is Scorpio challenging their wisdom? We have the Page of Pentacles. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Page of Pentacles is not quite an Ace of Pentacles. An Ace of Pentacles is more of seeing an opportunity. Page of Pentacles is more of creating an opportunity. So I think what's happening here is that there isn't this sense of security showing up for you. For example, let's say you're shifting your career. It would be different if you got a career offer that's set in stone and has security and says, hey, Scorpio, do you want to work here? And you're happy with it. And then you take that offer and your job is set in stone. Now, creating a career opportunity is more of what's happening here for you. Let's say you're unfulfilled with your job, but you're more interested in a different industry, then you have to be willing to pave your way into that industry. There is no offer that's automatically lined up for you. It's an offer you have to create here with the Page of Pentacles. But Wheel of Fortune, reinforcing that Page of Pentacles here, says you have the fortune. You have fortune on your side. You have the ability to create this new path. So I feel like you're kind of questioning wisdom in a way because there's a lack of security, but you have to remember that you're creating this newfound security and you're creating this new type of opportunity. And at the end of the day too, I think we look at security in very interesting ways because there really is no such thing as security when anything can change at any given amount of time. For example, let's say that a person works for themselves and another individual goes, well, that's not a very secure job if you're the only person working for yourself. Maybe the other person feels more secure at a 9-to-5 job because they get paid and they know when their paycheck's coming in, they know that they do X amount of work, they get X amount of money. Now, to a certain extent, that may feel more comfortable, that may feel more stable, but just as a person who's their own business owner can go through rough times or maybe lose their business, so can the person that works for a company or a corporation. Who's to say that that corporation is stable? That corporation can go under and then so can your job. So there is really no stability, there really is no security. It's just a certain level of comfort we all kind of attune our energy to. So I see worries here, and I see you questioning your wisdom because you're worried that you have to create a new path and there isn't one that's set in stone in front of you. But I think that if you break that worry or if you break that blockage, you will create what it is you want at the end of the day. So don't doubt yourself, guys. Definitely not the month to do so. Now, I did mention Two of Cups, taking a look at what you can expect throughout June, you're going to get what you want. So let's see more about that. We got a 10 of Pentacles. I love it, dude. 10 of Pentacles is literally the card that represents abundance. It is a person who's happy with everything they have. Like, this is the energy of shit working out for you, Scorpio. We also have here the 9 of Cups, a card of self-fulfillment. So being very fulfilled with your current circumstances indeed. So guys, I really think, man, listening to yourself, trusting yourself, it takes you to where you need to go. It was something I struggled with for a long time. I struggled always with trusting myself because I was always a person who constantly second guessed myself. I thought about going for this decision, but I hesitated. And then all the time I hesitated going for something, I always regretted it later on because if I would have went for it, I would have had success. And unfortunately, I didn't go for it, so I missed out on many things in my life, So you always want to make sure you follow up with what's right and what you feel is right, not about other people. Now, moving along here forward, I did mention to you, right, with the star card showing up for you, you're going to get to where you need to go so long as you listen to yourself. So let's go ahead and get some clarification on the star. We have here the 6 of Cups, we have here the 9 of Swords, and we have here the 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, I think you've had your own fair share of previous experiences, Scorpio, where you kind of feel like you missed out on something too. I think that this has happened before where you've had an opportunity or you've had the ability to create something and instead of going for it, you didn't. And then you probably regretted it later on. 9 of Swords here, 6 of Cups. I wish I would have did this in the past. I wish I would have done that in the past. But the truth is that we can't go back in time. So we can't sit there and berate ourselves for not getting something done or not doing something or missing out on something in the past. We can only go forward. So Scorpio, I'm going to ask you this time, do you want to not trust yourself and miss out on a wonderful opportunity? Or do you want to pave your own way to success? You got to be willing to believe in yourself and you got to be willing to listen to yourself. Let's have a look here and see what the most important message is going to be for Scorpios regarding June 2023. So what's going to be the most important message that Scorpio needs to hear throughout the month here of June? Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. First card is going to be the Eight of Cups. Next card here is going to be the Four of Swords. And then taking a look here at the last card, you got here the Fool card. You got the green light, guys, to keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. You know, taking a look at the Eight of Cups represents leave your current circumstances. Four of Swords here says completely leave it, take a step back. Fool card here says go for the new. Every single time. The Fool is all about jumping into a new beginning. Even if you don't know what the outcome is going to be, go for it anyways, because there's something there for you to see. So the Fool card's about jumping into a new beginning blind. But if you're willing to trust yourself as you embrace the Fool energy, then you truly have nothing to worry about anyways. So take the risk, you know? Jump into something new. It's all going to be worth it for you, is what I'm feeling here for you guys at this time. Now, I know there might be some Scorpios watching and, you know, you might be like, well, Ant, what if it wasn't worth the risk? You know, what if leaving my job of 20 years to go into an industry I really wanted to be a part of doesn't end up working out for me? Well, I'd say it's better to go after what you wanted than to stay somewhere you weren't happy with to begin with. Just saying. If you weren't happy with that job of 20 years and you continue to remain staying there, it wouldn't have made a difference than where you are if you took a chance on going to where you really wanted to work. So it's better to take that kind of risk because ultimately, at least you're trying to create some sort of new abundance in your life than staying in a repetitive place that you're unhappy with. And who's to say it can't work? Who's to say you won't pave that way? If you've had that feeling that you trust yourself, then if you trust yourself, you'll make it happen. All right, guys, let's see what advice the universe has for you, and then we'll close out this reading regarding the month of June. So what advice does the universe have here for Scorpio regarding June 2023? First card out here is going to be the Six of Swords. Next card here is going to be the Nine of Wands. Then we also have here the Five of Pentacles. And lastly, we have here the Sun card. So the universe here is saying Six of Swords to the Nine of Wands. Remove hesitation. Do things without hesitation. Trust yourself without hesitation, okay? That's what I'm seeing here with that Six of Swords. So don't hold back. Make sure you're moving forward. Now, Five of Pentacles showing up here. You know, you're kind of on a journey right now where maybe you might feel like people don't agree with you. I did previously mention that maybe you're receiving judgments. Let's go back to that same example. I'm sorry that I keep using it, but let's say you worked a job for 20 years and people are, you know, looking at it and they're like, Scorpio, do you really want to leave this comfort? Do you really want to leave this stability? I don't think it's a good idea. You know, people may be opinionated. You may feel alone in your decision making, but it doesn't really matter because it's not other people's life to live. It's your life to live, you know? So you have to be the one to know what's going to make you happy. At the end of the day, it's not going to come from other people. So Scorpios, the whole key to this reading, and I'm sorry if it's been repetitive, but the whole key to this reading is that you know what's best for you. And it's time to not let other people direct and tell you what's best for you, but instead, it's time to trust yourself. And a person who can trust themselves and knows what's best for them will create a path that will provide that for them. Okay? So I believe in you, but I need you to believe in yourself. And you'll be looking at a pretty awesome month. And most importantly, you'll be creating a pretty awesome new beginning in your life. All right, Scorpios, I love you guys. I believe in you. Believe in yourselves. Make it fucking happen. And listen to what your wisdom has to offer. Do not second guess yourself. And most importantly, don't let anybody else try to second guess you. It's not their life to live. It is simply your very own. And I want you, Scorpio, to live it to the best of your ability. All right, so give it a go. See what happens here, okay? All right, Scorpios, I love you all so, so much. Thank you for tuning in here to your June 2023 tarot reading. Of course, if it resonates, do let me know down in the comments down below. If you're new here, consider subscribing. I'd be happy to have you. But have a wonderful day. Have a great rest of your June, and I will see you all in the next video. Much love, and have yourselves a good one. Peace.